So here at Timeout, we like to hold both sides accountable. When we're talking about relationship, the Chris Rock, Will Smith slap, my take on that had a lot to do with love, and it caused me to rethink a lot of what we talk about today in this space. I got another topic that no one is talking about. Let's explore it, shall we?
Listen, I know you women don't want to hear for someone like me, but if you're going to deal with someone that's anywhere with 10% and up, we're not even going to talk about 1%ers. That's not even an option. Don't even bring it up. They're going to slap you stupid. But if you're going to deal with a man that's financially stable and he can literally afford...
Give us a number so they can because they think I'm speaking Chinese when I say you're going to have to share.
Honestly, finding a man that makes $100,000 or more is now becoming rare. It's now literally becoming more of a rare thing. If someone can make six figures, it's becoming a rare thing. But
single and not ugly,
and
right?
Single and no kids and attractive and charming, you're asking for a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're dealing with someone that makes $1 million plus per year, we're talking about every 365 days, you will not be the only woman. That is a lie that women tell themselves because we want to feel special. It is impossible for a man that has access to every single thing. We're talking about unlimited Lamborghinis, Ferraris, townhouses, homes, trips, vacations, private islands, G5s. You think that women are not going to be readily available? They are on the shelf, CVS, Walmart, Target, you name it, they're there. Gas stations, they're at every steakhouse, they're at every corner, they are in your house, they're your cousins, your sisters, they're there because they have the money to do so. Because once a man has financial stability, he becomes appealing to everybody. Just ask Biggie Smalls.
Facts.
That kind of money. Ask Jay-Z. Does he not have Beyonce? Before Jay-Z got his money, no one was looking at him. Not to just Jay-Z, but when it comes to physical attributes, it was until he got his money that he could pull a Beyonce. Now, would Beyonce notice a man like him without those kind of financial stabilities? I highly doubt it.
Probably not.
I highly doubt it. The Kardashians, they only fuck up. They're not going to fuck down. If you're not financially stable, don't even look at a Kardashian. So a man can become financially stable and have that kind of money and he can pull anything. You will not be the only woman. I know. Why am I talking this? Because I lived $1 million lifestyle for 5 years. My ex-husband was in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I've dealt with the brokest dude and try to build him up. You will not be the only one. Women want to feel special. We lie to ourselves every single day. We deny the women that we see. If you have to ask your man, where were you? You already know where he was. Stop asking this man where he was. Are your bills paid? Are you eating? Can you go to the mall? Did you not just take that trip? Did he not just pay for your cousin's college tuition? Bitch, stop playing. You're asking too many questions. That is not your position to be playing. You need to shut the fuck up. Let this man pay his bills and let him do what he got to do because you are not hungry. Your nails are done. Your toes are done. Your weave is on point. Your clothes, top. Come on now. Chimichu who? You better start acting like you know these names. Louis Vuitton what? Ask him who's the latest designer, but don't ask him who the bitch was that he was with last night because that is none of your business.
Preach your shit.
It's going to trigger a lot of people. I don't know if most people have seen that, men or women, but it's triggering, right? To hear a woman take that stance. But there are quite a few women that take that stance. In today's video, we're going to look at it from a different perspective, like we like to do. So we're going to talk about the player. Yeah. We talk a lot about whole phases and whole culture and, you know, women sleeping around and whatnot, but nobody talks about the player, right? Most of us, when we're growing up, we grow up with bullies and, you know, the nerdy kids and blah, blah, blah. But somewhere along the lines, we've lost contact with the player. And players are still here. They're still around. And in today's culture, it seems like we just forget or we've disguised it very well, but they are front and center. We just, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But let's look at this side of it, and then let's look at the player side, shall we?
So this old guy comes up to me today, and he's like, what, no mask? So I turn around and say, yeah, no panties either. Are you interested?
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. What did he say?
Well, he was attractive, so I give him my number.
What?
Yeah.
How old was he?
I don't know.
Well, here I am, all dressed up and no one to blow. Nowhere to go. Why?
So we're really good at pointing these things out.
I identify as a whore. My pronouns are sugar daddy, and my love language is money.
You're a good boy. Yes. You're my good boy.
And they're all over the place, right? Like, you can't throw a rock on TikTok and not have one of these videos pop up.
Guys are always like, oh, I have morning wood. I prefer the term breakfast in bed.
But again, like I was trying to reiterate, this video is a little bit different. I would like this time to take the opportunity to introduce you to the king of the players. None other than Mr. Kevin Samuels. Absolutely. Mr. Kevin Samuels is a player, right? Like, he does a fantastic job of what is called grooming. And I'll show you the definition of that in a little bit, but I want to play a little bit of the clip that he is to one of his most recent shows. And we've heard him say this countless times, and we've got plenty of men on the internet saying the same stuff. Take a listen.
Can you deal with being cheated on? Meaning, if you had a man to provide you, to work with you and have an above average or a higher standard of living, you were the wife, you're the wife, the mother, your name's on everything, but he is going to have sexual relationships outside of you.
Right? No one has called this. I haven't heard anybody call it out. And those of you who are watching the video may have seen it before. So they're saying high value men may want to exercise options. And whatever. I mean, I don't see it that way, but a lot of people are buying into this. I want one woman to spend the rest of my life with. I have no desire to be with 2, 3, 5, 8, 16 women. I don't have that desire. And I honestly believe that most men don't. Why do men cheat? Why do women cheat? There are a myriad of reasons. And this is not the topic for today. The topic of today is the player. And Kevin Samuels is a player. So with his status, the way that it is today, he is grooming the women that are going to be in his life and any of his high value buddies to be able to get women because he's grooming them. And he gets a lot of support. Look at the suits that he wears. Look at his setup. You know, his lifestyle is indicative of the players that are supporting him. But what about love, Kev? Whatever happened to love? We talk a lot about simps, and we talk a lot about high value men, and we talk a lot about how to get women in the bed, and you know, how to get women in line. What happened to loving them? And I know a lot of people are going to say in the comment sections, and if he ever sees this, he'd probably call me a simp. But Kev, I'm 6'4" too. I'm 240. Come on down. Let's do something. So it's not about being a simp. It's about love. Are there guys that get taken advantage of? Yes. Are there women that get taken advantage of? Absolutely. If that person is in love with you and you are in love with that person, you don't have to worry about being a simp. As long as you guys are taking care of one another. That's all that matters. Grooming. So, ladies, gentlemen, and this is guys too. Ladies, it's not just the ladies that he's grooming. Gentlemen, he's grooming the men as well. So, you may have heard the term that applies to children, but adults can also groom other adults. Yep. I have no desire to groom anyone. I'm just asking, what about love? What about finding that person that you are in love with? This is more of a reason why I believe a lot of things he says is right. You shouldn't be sharing yourself with everyone, because you now limit your ability to pair bond with the person that you're supposed to fall in love with, which is why you shouldn't do it, which is why you shouldn't be one of these ladies that are out here just sharing your goodies with anyone. This young lady is going to have a hard time pair bonding with the guy that was really meant to be with her. It's going to be hard. This one as well. This one as well. And I can go down the list of the women that it's going to be incredibly difficult for them to pair bond with the man they're supposed to be in love with. Now, it's possible that one of these women may have already fallen in love and they've gotten their heart broken, and that led them to this. That's possible. But you don't get just one. From my estimation and from the polls that I've taken, you get at least two. Most people fall in love once or twice in a lifetime. So if someone broke your heart, you get an opportunity to do it again.
Oh, you know what? Let's use the candy store analogy.
Yeah, candy store.
Because this is the best way that I can explain it, because women really don't
Explain
understand
it
this
to us
concept.
like we're 5-year-olds, please.
Don't worry, I'm gonna make it easy
It's
right
coming.
now. So
I can
imagine
understand.
that there's a candy store. Okay, women are allowed to go into this candy store as soon as they turn 18, have all the candy they want free of charge. Men, however, are not allowed in this candy store until they're 35 years old, have
Like
$100,000, and they've developed themselves in a gym, right? So you guys get, let's say, almost a 20-year head start in the candy store, right? You're in the candy store, you're eating all the candy you want, whatever. At some point, that candy isn't going to be as valuable. You've already kind of had your fill. You
can
only
get it whenever you want.
You can get it whenever you want. So you only want the best candy, right? 10 years of doing that. Now you're like, okay, I don't want the chocolate anymore. I'm just getting like this particular candy. This is what I want. Now, 10, 15 years later, now the men are allowed in this candy store. What do you think's going to happen when they're allowed in this candy store?
They're going to do the same shit we were just doing.
Exactly. They're
do
going to
like
go
that
fucking nuts. They're going to be even eating all the disgusting Tootsie Rolls, the freaking Twizzlers, all these other gross candies. Meanwhile, you guys are going to be looking at them like, yo, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Chill. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
Right? But what you guys don't understand is that you guys were allowed into the candy store at 18, whereas the men had to fight, save, and claw to get into that same candy
And
store.
they've been looking
I
for all
never
these
understand when my
years.
friends date like 19-year-olds.
So, decent analogy, I would say. Yeah, because women have much more sexual access than men do at an early age. Men typically don't get it until later on. So, yeah. But, no. These guys are also players. And they're speaking to men and women from a player's perspective. This is what we're getting. So a lot of guys that are on here and they're teaching guys how to get girls, and these guys too, especially these guys, fresh and fit. Fresh and fit. They don't make it a secret that they say, hey, we teach men how to get girls. They're players. That's what they are. That's what they like to do. And Kevin Samuels is no different. So you got to be careful who you listen to on the internet. Like, are any of these people talking about love and relationships and cherishing that person and finding how to find that one person, which is what most people are trying to do. Most men and women want to find their happily ever after. And none of these people on the internet are showing or teaching men or women how to get it, how to get happily ever after. Are there things that men want and they require from women? Yes. And the same thing from women. So understand, it's about love. That's what it boils down to. It boils down to love at the end of the day. If you want to be happy and live happily ever after, you need to find that love. And not this unrealistic expectation of love either. Just grounded love. Deuces.